सर सिंह साहब भी आ गए.
Sir, good
Good
evening, sir.
evening. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Sir, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I welcome our mentor for today, Dr. M.K. Ranjit Singh, sir. Students, I am happy to introduce our mentor, Shri Dr. M.K. Ranjit Singh, sir. Sir is a retired IAS officer, and sir is also known as the architect of India wildlife law. Sir is also known as the father of the cheetah's return in India. I am happy to share that it is often said that if India conservation community had to choose a superhero, it would be Dr. M.K. Singh, Ranjit Singh Jhala, sir. I am happy to inform you that sir was the principal architect in drafting the Wildlife Protection Act in 1972. As a deputy secretary to the Forest and Wildlife, he was the prime drafter of India's foundational wildlife law. Sir has persistently included the extinct cheetah as a protected species, anticipating its eventual reintroduction. Sir has also helped in launching Project Tiger, while he was Sir was posted as the first director of the wildlife preservation, and he helped in deputy and to establish the first tiger reserves under the Project Tiger, transforming big cat conservation globally. Apart from all this, I must tell you that Sir has been honored as in the UN Roll of Honors. There are many more things to tell about Sir, which I would do it gradually. In the meanwhile, I request Anshuman Sir to please, sir, take forward.
Sir, thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much. So, we welcome our mentor, Dr. M.K. Ranjit Singh. Sir, it is a privilege to see you on screen and to be interacting with you. And the children will remember this for their lifetime, that they've had this opportunity to learn from you. I would be putting a few questions to you, sir, so that the students are able to take things in their own perspective. Sir, first thing I would want to ask that when the thought came for the first time that we need to criminalize the hunting in India, and therefore to introduce the Wildlife Protection Act for the first time, first enactment for saving the wildlife in this country. What was the thought behind that, and what was the main concern at that point of time when you decided to have this enactment in India?
Thank you very much for. Sorry. Thank you very, very much for giving me this opportunity. And it's a privilege to be amongst people who are um, not only conservationists, but those who would be hopefully, the ambassadors of the conservation of this country, not just of species, but of the the biodiversity and the national natural heritage of our great country. And to me, the most important uh, community is the school children, and after that come the college students. I'm sorry if it's because when you convert them at a school age, you convert them for the rest of their lives, and not only they get converted, but they'll convert their parents. I'll just give an example, and that's why I'm saying. And at the end of it, I'm sorry, I'm digressing.
Not at all, sir.
Uh, um, at the end of it, I would rather, of course, you can ask me whatever you can, and I'll do my best to answer. But I would like the children to ask, or should I say, the college students. I wouldn't like to call them children, but anyway. So their participation and their interest and answering of that question would be, I think, very important. So if you'd give me some time for that.
Sir.
And now you can we can proceed.
Sir, sir
The Go ahead.
I'm sorry, sir. Just a few questions on behalf of the
Of
students,
course.
sir. And
Yeah.
then the students, I'll ask the students then to put the questions directly to you also.
Sure.
So the first thing was, sir, when you first thought of, or when the government first thought of bringing in the Wildlife Protection Act in 1972, what was the thought process at that point of time? Why did you need to bring and criminalize hunting in India?
If I may correct it,
Sir,
the idea of a wildlife act was not of the government,
sir.
but but of myself.
Okay.
I floated the idea to Mrs. Gandhi. Uh, it was, I think, on the 20th of September, 1971, and she was interested in wildlife and nature. And she had called a meeting in Delhi. I've said this a number of times and in my book. And I was the youngest person around, the youngest officer also, a deputy secretary. But my batchmate happened to be, Moni Malhotra happened to be a deputy secretary in the PMO, and she had told her about me. And I had been asked to come here and show her my wildlife movies taken in Kanha and elsewhere in India. And so she had heard of me and she had seen my movies, and her family was there. So I was called for that meeting, and at that time, please remember, it was a state subject under the Constitution, and there was a very archaic law, the Indian Forest Act of 1927, which only regulated hunting in declared forests. And the forests at that time were reserve and protected forests, which were declared under the 1927 Act, as well as those to which that act was extended, because the various princely states either had no act, and there were some some rules somewhere or the other, but it was at the whim of the princes. And this act, actually of 27, which still is in existence, a Forest Act, was applicable to the British India. And as I said, it mainly dealt with the harvesting of forests. But it had a small segment which had control of animals that could be hunted, hunting blocks, shikar blocks, open season, closed season for hunting, and all that. Maharashtra had evolved an act uh, and the BNHS, Bombay Natural Society, had helped them. So there was that one act, and there were a couple of other things. You could not, the earliest national parks, the Corbett National Park, Bandhavgarh, and at Kanha, were created by special acts in the state government. There was no thing, and there was no control of trade and taxidermy, and none of control of wildlife outside of. So we were thing. Now you must uh, have this as a background that uh, we all know that the tigers have plummeted, but the fate of wildlife else in other thing, the way it was simply decimated in the 20 years which followed our independence, say from 1948 to 1970, was nothing less but disastrous and calamitous. We are talking about tigers which were once 40,000 or so, or thereabouts, at the beginning of the last century, and then they had come down when we first counted them. They had come down to 2,000. But I'll give you one example, and this is across the board in India. Um, the black buck population, because the black buck lived outside of reserve forest, and that is why the cheetah also went, because that was its primary prey. Uh, and I did my PhD on the black buck, so in the ecology of it. the number of black buck in Saurashtra, where I come from, only Saurashtra, not the rest of Gujarat, had come, because that is one place I could estimate the population going from one state, princely state, to the other. From 48 to 1970 or 60, 68, 20 years, the population had come from, say, between 85 to 90,000 to less than 2,000. That was the decimation of one species. It was across, people just gave away armed licenses, crop protection, everything. And it was also, to that extent, a kind of a retribution, because wildlife was associated with the princes and the British and shikar, and that was elitist. So, ye kya karna hai? And it also meant denial of certain rights and usages to the local communities. They couldn't go and graze there. They couldn't cut more trees wherever they wanted. They couldn't shoot any animal that they wanted to, including crop protection. So there was this animosity, or should I say, at least total neglect. But Mrs. Gandhi had this thing. This is an interesting part of our milieu, and I've said it over and over again, and I've written it in my book. India is a paradox. India, of all the developing countries of the world, and I have traveled to over 100 countries and been posted abroad and gone all over Asia when I was with the United Nations Environment Program. India is one of the easiest developing countries in the whole world to protect nature and wildlife, because we are mainly vegetarian people. We have an empathy for life. Our scriptures, our religion, either say ahimsa, or we have, life, and including trees. Even the Rig Veda says that if you do havan, you will get punya only if you do havan with dried trees, not cut trees. That was the kind. So India is in that way an extremely easy country to sell this idea. Not, I would like to use sell, but to get people's support. But we are passive conservationists. We will keep our noses clean, as it were. We will not kill, but we don't object to others killing it or cutting the trees, because hum kya kare. There are exceptions, the Bishnois, and they are there, but we are not. And therefore, we have no green party. Elections, if are not won, they are won if you allow things to open out, if you give pattas in forest land. That's why the FRA has come about. and other things. If you say manai karo, ke nahi ho sakta hai, you lose votes. And votes is what matters to a politician. So it is not a good political gimmick to conserve nature, to conserve forest and wildlife. But if you have somebody on the top, a prime minister or chief minister, who's interested, then it percolates down. It's very interesting, again, that during my second tenure as Director of Wildlife of India, I came across, I made an enumeration of the then 480 odd parks and sanctuaries that existed. I'm talking about the mid-80s. Now there are a few more. Incidentally, they gave source to over 400 perennial streams. That's the most important thing that the national parks and sanctuaries do. They give you potable water apart from oxygen. Now, it's more important than the tigers they have. Anyway, so at that point of time, they were the 80%, or 85% almost, were hunting reserves of the British and of the Maharajas. And while the Maharajas, and I have no brief for them for the hunting they did, but that was the milieu then, it's very interesting that the princely states in which the ruler and his family did hunting, had more wildlife at the time of independence than the princely states who were not interested in hunting, because it was an open nothing. सब कुछ मार लेते थे. So it's this selfish interest of protection, and therefore a commitment. And if that was the reason why you protect the thing, so be it. At least it leads to conservation. And what happened then was that to preserve those tigers for shikar and those leopards and whatever, they had to preserve the whole ecosystem, the prey base and the entire habitat, and that's what matters. So that was the milieu in those days. But coming back to the thing, so when the meeting took place, I'm sorry I'm taking a little long, but it gave a backdrop. Dr. Karan Singh, who was the chairperson of the Indian Board for Wildlife, told Mrs. Gandhi that kya kare? It's a state subject. We are only trying to help the states. We tell them this, that to do, but they are in control. It's their prerogative. It's their responsibility. And she was getting a little restive. And the others were just, pilloring her. Kya karna chahti ho ye wo. Billy Arjun Singh was there too. He was a one-man army. And Kailash Sankla and the others. So then I was nudged and I spoke up. I said, Madam, I don't think it's so hopeless. So she said, what? I said, Madam, under Article 248, or read with Article 250 and 252, any state, if two states pass a resolution to empowering the government of India, the federal government, to legislate on a state subject, they can legislate. It will then apply to those states which have adopted that act or subsequently adopted in a resolution in the House, and of course to the union territories like Andaman and Nicobar. So Dr. Karan Singh said, which state will give you those powers? So Madam Gandhi, I remember, turned around and looked at me and said, I'll write to the chief ministers. And she did. She wrote to all the chief ministers saying this is a non-political, please give us the powers. And 19 states, including one non-Congress ruled state, gave government of India those powers before I finished drafting. In 6 months, I had those approvals. Before even I had, submitted it to Parliament and got before even the cabinet approval. So that was there. Then she said, what else? So I said, Madam, we are only preaching to the states. We should be supporting them with financial assistance. We should have a centrally sponsored scheme where we can give the capital expenditure and they do their recurring expenditure, more staff, more vehicles, boundary pillars, everything else, capital invest. So that's a very good idea. So I went back to the Ministry of Agriculture and I'm an IAS officer, which is a Khitda service. So I was looking after machinery, useless Bulgarian tractors, which were being bought for rubles, and they were not working. But I was Deputy Secretary of Machinery. But 3 days after the meeting, a note came from Mrs. Signed Indira Gandhi to Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, who was then our Food and Agriculture Minister, saying Ranjit Singh should be put in charge of Forest and Wildlife of India. That was it. That's how it started. Upar se farman aaya. And then she supported me. But anyway, the act came about. And the act, I tried to go beyond the forest, because it has to be an all India act. It has to apply everywhere, not only just to forest areas. It has to apply to coastal areas, marine areas, territorial waters, everywhere. And we had to make provisions for the establishment of national parks and sanctuaries, because it was so evident at that time to me, at 50 years ago, कि अगर कुछ बचेगा इस देश में तो इफेक्टिवली मैनेज प्रोटेक्टेड एरियाज में ही बचेगा और कहीं नहीं बचने वाला, और वो हो रहा है. आई एम वॉचिंग इट हैपन. अनफॉर्चुनेटली बाहर तो कुछ है ही नहीं. एंड वेदर यू हैव टाइगर्स एवरीवेयर, बाहर बाहर जंगल नहीं रहा है कहीं कहीं जगह. तो इफ यू फ्लाई ओवर राजस्थान एंड गुजरात यू कैन मेक आउट कि ये पार्क है नहीं ये सेंचुरी है, बिकॉज बाहर तो जंगल ही नहीं. So, to me, an animal is not an end in itself; it's a means to an end. It's a means to save the habitat of the tiger, and if you have that habitat, you can always have the other thing, and not the other way around. So that is how it came about, and then the amendments that took place subsequently also, I was saying, after 2006, I have nothing to do with the amendments that came later. That's another story.
Sir.
Sorry I've taken so long.
Not at all, sir. It is so informative to hear from you, sir. Another question that usually comes to mind is, we have the animals largely in the protected areas, but now with very good measures and technology coming in, especially we are experiencing this in Madhya Pradesh, that a large number of tigers, that almost 30% are outside protected areas, that is outside national parks and sanctuaries. They are in the territorial forests. So what is that fundamental difference in terms of challenge in protecting a tiger in a national park and protecting a tiger outside the national park?
How do you to be very brash? The idea outside is, how do you keep him safe? Because in the park, effectively managed park, you will prevent poaching. But more importantly, you will have more prey base.
Right.
Tigers are territorial, and they will spread out. I mean, we're talking about lions. And everybody talks about how the lion population has grown up, and I compliment the government of Gujarat for doing that. But we haven't added 1 square kilometer of territory to the protected area system. They are all outside. The increase is something like 16% overall. But the increase in the 5 protected areas of lions is only 3%. Outside it is 23%. Jai kaha? They'll be shunted out. They'll be driven out by their own fathers, and they have to see. So they go out, and that's where human wildlife conflict takes place, because they'll kill. They'll kill cattle because they have to survive. And then, with the familiarity that is unfortunately come about, where tigers have lost respect for human beings, and lions too, you will have more attacks, more bold entries into human habitations, for leopards also. And this is happening, and it is bound to increase. So what we have to do outside of the park is to increase their prey base if you can. The ideal thing would be to increase the protected areas. If you are proud of the lion, if you are proud of the lion, as Gujaratis are, and if you regard the tiger as a shiromani and as a national animal, then you prefer what I call, you see, in the old days there used to be an Ashwamedh Yagna. Wherever the horse of the imperial thing went, वहाँ झंडा होता था, वो हमारा है, and there used to be a fight. And that land belonged to the emperor. Ashwamedh Yagna, you must have heard the story. So why can't there be a Simhed Yagna and a Shermed Yagna, wherever the lion goes or the tiger goes and has a larger population, and establish a park and a sanctuary? That, not for the tiger, but for the sake of biodiversity conservation, to save your national animal and the national natural heritage, which is the forests of India. Would you believe it? That, yes, the Wildlife Act is something I'm happy about. And I'm a very egoistic man. But the best thing I've done, perhaps, is to establish national parks and sanctuaries. And to directly as Forest Secretary of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, which was then a part of Madhya Pradesh, and to as Director of Wildlife in two capacities, in two stints. I'm the only one who's been Director of Wildlife twice, before and after my stint in United Nations and Forest Secretary. I encourage others, Chief Wildlife Warden, जरा पार्क बना दो, सेंचुरी बना दो, हम आपको पैसा दे देंगे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से, बनाओ बनाओ. तो वैसे भी बने हैं. But in 2.5 years, and I hope not boasting, in 1981 to 83, I established 9 new national parks, 14 new sanctuaries, and doubled the 3 existing ones, Bandhavgarh, Shivpuri, and Kana. Double से ज़्यादा किया. 8,500 square kilometers added to the protected area system. मेरे जाने के बाद 4 तो सेंचुरीज डीनोटिफाई हो चुकी है जनाब, और दूसरी एरियाज कम हो गई है. टोटल एरिया इज रिड्यूस फ्रॉम 83 टू टुडे. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ राजस्थान, मध्य प्रदेश को पूछ लीजिएगा, एंड छत्तीसगढ़. और 9th को बगदरा सेंचुरी टोटली डीनोटिफाई हो रही है क्योंकि वहां ब्लैक बक है और वहां आदमी को तंग कर रहे हैं. You see, that is what it is. So because they are what I call the last havens of hope, जो protected areas. तो ये जब आप नहीं करना चाहते हो, so then you will have a conflict situation like the tigers outside. The other thing is the cattle compensation scheme. The cattle compensation scheme, which I started as Director of Wildlife of India in 1970s. कि जो टाइगर एंड लायन, लेपर्ड का भी होना चाहिए, बट अब वो लेपर्ड का नहीं, तो खैर leopards are all over, probably difficult. But tigers, if a tiger made a kill where it was entitled to make a kill, he would get full compensation. If in a national park, the local people surreptitiously send, illegally send cattle inside, to the grazing was illegal inside a national park. वहां अगर जो टाइगर मारता है तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, बाहर जो होता है. And that doesn't come from me, it comes from my mama, Maraval of Dungarpur, who was the first person to reintroduce the tiger. In his minority, because my Nana passed away when he was a minor, when he became in charge of the state of Dungarpur, which is south of Udaipur, he brought back the tiger. He introduced 3 wild-caught tigers. And he told the local communities कि ये एरिया में तुमको ग्रेज नहीं करना, बाहर जाओगे तो हम पूरा पैसा दे देंगे, अंदर आओगे तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. आज भी एक आर्टिकल आया, he was the first person to successfully reintroduce, and between 1930 and 1950, in 20 years, there was always a population of 26 to 23. बाहर जो सरप्लस थे वो बाहर जाते थे, वो शिकार करते थे नेबरिंग स्टेट में जाने के पहले, बट वो पॉपुलेशन ऑलवेज था. देन केम इंडिपेंडेंस एंड देयर आर नो टाइगर्स इन डूंगरपुर एनीमोर, नथिंग, फॉरेस्ट नहीं रहा. खैर, ये तो वो सिस्टम यहाँ किया था. बट आई एम सॉरी टू से देयर इज सो मच करप्शन एंड सो मच किकबैक कि 2-2 साल तक इनको वो मुआवजा नहीं मिलता, कॉम्पनसेशन नहीं मिलता है. And therefore people poison those tigers and leopards and whatever else. What is called retributory killing for revenge and to prevent further kills. I'll give you one example. The one job I did after retirement was the Tiger Project, International Wildlife, International WWF का Tiger Project का मैंने 2-2.5 साल काम किया. And I evolved a scheme which still continues by WWF, given to Corbett Foundation. And उसमें उसमें ये कहा है कि कोई भी टाइगर का किल लाता है या लेपर्ड का, he would be given the money to come there, उसको आने जाने का खर्चा दे देते हैं. The jeep will go and will go and do a panchnama with the local people, और उसकी जो वैल्यू है उसका 50% वहीं उसको ओनर को दे देंगे, और फिर वो किल तो उन्होंने ले लिया, उसके बाद उसकी चमड़ा नहीं निकाल देंगे, टाइगर को ही खाने देंगे, क्योंकि अगर सब उसको उठा लिया तो वो जाके और मारेगा. तो वो रहने के बाद 2 दिन में अगर दूसरा कोई पॉइजनिंग नहीं हुआ है तो उसको पूरा मुआवजा मिलेगा. In since the last 25 years now, they have given compensation for over 4,000 kills in around Kana also, around Corbett and elsewhere. एक किल नहीं मरा, एक जानवर को पॉइजन नहीं किया है. तो फिर जो प्राइवेट सेक्टर कर सकता है भला, तो सरकार क्यों नहीं कर सकती? You do that. That is the one way. One is to increase prey, which is to prevent poaching. Natural prey for the tiger. That's the best. If not, and if he kills, then you give compensation within 2 to 3 days. And if you're not, then ask private sector to do it. अगर आप नहीं कर सकते हो. बट इसमें किकबैक्स लोगे और 1 साल तक नहीं उनको दोगे तो who will go and then I believe the staff requires to be paid before they will release the money. ये कोई बात है? So you see, if we can keep our system clean, there is the mechanism for doing this.
Sir, so as you say, sir, that creating more protected areas is perhaps one of the answers.
Of course.
Do you think, sir, you've always said Kana is your home and the place you love the most among all?
नहीं, ये कहना तो ठीक नहीं रहेगा.
No, I heard you say.
I said Kana is one of my homes where I would like my ashes to be sprinkled.
And you said you sleep better in Kana than most other places.
Yeah, that's true. But I love many other parts of the country, including the Himalayas. चलिए.
So the question was, sir, where Kana being one of the best in terms of wildlife management, do you think Kana is Kana because of very good corridor connectivity with other parks?
Number of reasons. एक तो मेरे को माफ करना, the grassland management is not what it should be now. और मेरे को बहुत दुख हुआ, और I don't want to go and see it. I like to die remembering some of these places as I remember them. When I see the changes now with hundreds of cars and people taking selfies and howling away, it is a bit demeaning. But that apart, nahi, Kana, there are a number of things. Ek to, it had been a reserve since British times. वहाँ लकड़ी नहीं कटी थी. The climax forest still stands. So that is a plus factor. The frost hollows were there. They were being burnt. To show थे हमने burning बंद कर दी. And the second best thing perhaps I did was I was the first person to shift 2 villages from Kana. There had been no villages ever moved out of any national park or a sanctuary. But I had gone to Dachigam, where 10 villages had been removed by the princes Maharaja Hari Singh Ji and Pratap Singh Ji in the last century, because to provide drinking water from the Harwan stream to Srinagar. को दल का लेक तो दल और झेलम का पानी पीने लायक नहीं है, तो वो ऊपर से तो वो विलेजेस उन्होंने शिफ्ट किए. एंड यू शुड सी द रिकवरी. तो वो देख करके मेरी आंख चौंक गई. मैंने कहा ये जो हो सकता है रिकवरी, तो फिर ये पार्क में से एंड गिव देम अ डील. हमने डबल जमीन दी उसको. A collector can do has so many schemes. एंड मेरे बाद फिर कितने विलेजेस गए, 21 विलेज तो मेरे बाद गए इन काना इटसेल्फ. 23 have been shifted out, and they have a better living. They are not in conflict with animals there. And they were given more land, access to markets. We built the houses free. We gave them schools and tractorization, blah blah. तो ये एक तो वो था. But Kana was better managed, and then you had a very fine officer who lived there for a number of years, Hemendra Pawar, H.S. Pawar. And I've lost him. He's one of my oldest friends. He lived there and he loved Kana. And he set up the whole system. And with him, फिर वो tradition continued. एक तो no use, then better grassland management and the practices that Mr. Pawar instilled in Kana. You see, एक ये बात होती है, and I used to see that whenever a park director refers to a park as मेरा park, मैं समझ गया बात बन गई. अब ये उसका है, ये इसके लिए. ये commitment is more important than anything else. It's not a 9 to 5 job. It is a mission. And we want people with mission to protect nature in this country. And that is what I hope, that the students of there, it will be a mission to protect. और मैं एक और भी कह दूं, और बुरा मत मानिएगा, the female sect, if I may say so, but my sisters and daughters, the women folk are more committed than the men. अगर if you sell the idea to them, ओ बाप रे, वो दूसरी बात हो जाती है.
You will be happy to know, sir, that almost 80% of our registrations are girls in this Chhatra Paryawaran Sansad.
मैं जब PIL फाइल करता हूँ, माफ करना, और करना पड़ रहा है और बुरा लग रहा है against my own alma mater, the Ministry of Environment and Forest, where I've served for the longest this thing. तो मैं अपने भाई लोगों को पूछता हूँ कि मेरे साथ करोगे. मैं अकेला करूँगा तो अच्छा नहीं लगता. वो मेरे लॉयर ने कह दिया कि सब में आपका नाम आए तो अच्छा नहीं है, ये लगेगा you will cheapen yourself. तो कभी कोई तो कभी. तो मर्द जो होते हैं वो कहते हैं सर अब मैं आपको बाहर से करेंगे, अब बहुत बूढ़े हो गए, अब हम नहीं आपके साथ आ सकते हैं, कोर्ट नहीं थी. बट द लेडीज आर डिफरेंट. वन लेडी, आई वोंट नेम हर, हैड जस्ट रिटायर्ड, और एक सरकारी रूल है कि 6 महीना तक अगर आपको कुछ सरकारी नहीं बोलने तो आपकी पेंशन बंद हो जाएगी. तो वो आई फाइल्ड ए सूट एंड शी वाज प्रिपेयर्ड टू जॉइन विद इन 6 मंथ्स. मैंने कहा मर जाओगी यार, तुम्हारा पेंशन. अरे के सर जो करना था वो कर लिया जाए, मैं आपके साथ लड़ूंगी, चलो. So that is the spirit.
Absolutely. Sir, so the children would want to know, sir, कि ये जो connecting forest होता है आपके एरिया का, जिन पुल ट्रांसफर में और इन सब में, what is the importance of the connecting forest?
A very important question, and a very crucial one. You see, our evolution, and one is the fact of inbreeding. You see, if you do not have a connectivity and there is no fusion of genes, there is isolation and there is degradation, and that degradation is felt very soon. And you see this in islands. देखिए, यहाँ का जो, ये लंबी बात है, यहाँ का जो जानवर गया हुआ है श्रीलंका में, वहाँ छोटा है. What is called island attenuation, inbreeding.
लेपर्ड की आप बात कर रहे हैं. हाँ, लेपर्ड हमारा चला गया जो छोटा.
हाँ, लेपर्ड तो गया, लेपर्ड छोटा है यहाँ से. और वहाँ के हाथी
भी छोटा.
हाथी छोटा तो है सो है, but only 1 in 10 males or 2 in 10 males have tusks. The rest are maknas. यहाँ तक degeneration हुआ है. So एक तो this is the isolation and inbreeding. The second thing is that आपकी population बढ़ेगी, like tigers and everything, जाएंगे कहाँ? So either there will be a conflict, intra-conflict within the species and मरेंगे, या फिर they will be driven out and then they will be hammering away at livestock, etc. outside. And this applies not only carnivores, but to other things too, like elephants. Elephants needs corridors to move. And आपके वहां भी हाथी आ गए हैं, मध्य प्रदेश से छत्तीसगढ़ में है. But the elephants also require, thing. And if they don't permit them, they will destroy the habitat, as they did in the Tsavo National Park. You see, I'll give you an example. When I was posted in Nairobi, I went to Tsavo. उसके पहले भी मैं गया हूँ when I was in 64. But I lived for 6 months in this thing, and I used to go to Tsavo. Tsavo में 17 से 18,000 elephant died of hunger because बाहर जाते थे तो पोचिंग होता था, and they are clever enough कि बाहर के बजाय अंदर hunger से मरना अच्छा है. And they died of hunger because they didn't go out. So because they had the sense, but the tigers will go out and then you have this problem. But बाहर जाएंगे हाथी तो they will create mayhem. So one is that you have to have a siphon to take off the surplus population, and connectivity is also good for genetic, जो मैंने कहा, and also interconnectivity of movement of this thing. So you do, आजकल क्या कर रहे हैं, एक जगह से उठा करके दूसरी जगह जानवर लगा रहे, because inbreeding हो रहा है. Tigers also have been shifted from one to the other. So you must have connectivity, and in that you have to involve the local people. The participation, you cannot, अब वो गया जमाना के बंदूक के नोक से you can save nothing. You have to have public participation, and they are stakeholders, and they must also get something out of those areas, some resources, usufructs.
Sir, you mentioned, sir, FRA, Forest Rights Act, जिसमें पट्टे बांट रहे हैं. ये कॉरिडोर्स की इरोजन सबसे ज्यादा तो फॉरेस्ट राइट एक्ट में पट्टे बांटने से हो रही है. कितना बड़ा चैलेंज है सर, बोथ इन फॉर एनिमल्स एंड फॉर पीपल इन टर्म्स ऑफ ह्यूमन वाइल्ड लाइफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स?
जानवर तो नहीं रहेगा, जंगल नहीं रहेगा. और गुजराती में कहावत है कि लाख मरजो, लाख ना तारणहार न मरजो. Let a lakh die, but let not the savior of the lakhs die. The forests are the saviors of not only the animals but of human beings. Okay. You do not know. I think there is a marvelous study. किसी को आपको जरूरत है मैं भेज दूंगा. Of the study done of the economic benefits of the Gir National Park by the Agriculture University of Gujarat. And it is mind-boggling. But अब गवर्नमेंट कभी ऐसी स्टडी ही नहीं करवाती है, क्योंकि फिर तो ये हो जाएगा कि ये तो है that the people living within a radius of 15 kilometers of Gir have double the income from their agriculture than those living further away. Despite the fact that there is a depredation by lions, there is depredation and crop damage by wild boar, nilgai, and cheetal, and the rainfall, water sources, everything is they're better off. And there is one very interesting thing. Yeah, just for interest sake. You've heard of the Kesar mango of Gujarat.
Yes.
It is a delicious mango. To me, it's a better mango than the Alfonso. The best Kesar Keri in the world comes from a radius only of within those 15 kilometers of the Gir. Bahar ka the same seed will not produce the same quality of food. Why? ये देखने का है. ये देखने का. और मैं आपको दूसरा एग्जांपल दूं. When you talked about when I was handling the Project Tiger at its inception, हमारे पास पैसा कम था, so we started only one tiger project in the then 9 range states of the tiger. अब तो states भी बढ़ गए हैं, पर उस वक्त 9 थे. And Bihar and Jharkhand were one, like Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh were one. So in Palamau में I went. It had been suffering from drought. It's in a rain shadow area, and there is always constantly drought. And 3 years of drought थे, and people were in a very bad shape. और हमने वो sanctuary बनाई. और I went there at the time of thing. तो अब माफ करे गुस्ताखी, मैंने लोकल आदमी को पूछा कि यहाँ बाघ परियोजना हो रही है, आपका क्या ख्याल है? तो in that Bhojpuri accent, in his own stentorian voice, he said, हम तो भूखन मर रहे. I remember those words very clearly. हम तो भूखन मर रहे और तुम साले बाघ पाल रहे हो. तुम साले बाघ पाल रहे हो. अब करना for using cuss words. तो ये हुआ, but बाघ तो पाला. But that DFO there, I wish I had done it elsewhere. The DFO there took note कि ये divided the streams which came out. Koyal Nadi. There are 2 koyals there. But they start from there. And so and there are other streams which go out. He divided the streams into 4 categories. Those that stop flowing at the end of September, totally monsoonal. Those that stop flowing at the end of December, and those that stop flowing at the end of March, and those that were perennial. In 3 years of protection, just 3 years of stoppage of fire, grazing, and human ingress and demographic impact, 3 साल फकत, he found that the majority of the rivers which were stopped in flowing in September started flowing till the end of December. December ones went on and active till the end of March, and the March ones became perennial. If that was the gift of Palamau to the local communities and the people of India, that was more important than the 6 blessed tigers that were there in that area. And I love tigers. That was the gift of that. That is what your parks and sanctuaries are. For the ecological benefits, the ecological and food security, and the ecological benefits which got translated in economic benefit. ये एक स्टडी है, पर कोई स्टडी अभी हिम्मत ही नहीं है कि ये करे. ये करेंगे तो फिर डीनोटिफाई कैसे कर पाएंगे नेशनल पार्क्स और सेंचुरी, है ना, इन डेवलपमेंट.
So we have to give economic importance to conservation also, sir.
We have to relate it to this.
Right.
And second thing, in a democracy, we have to get the people on our side. ये जबरदस्ती नहीं हो सकता है आजकल के जमाने में, और वैसे भी.
सर आपने
They have to have a stake. Sorry.
I am sorry sir, उस समय आपने प्राइम मिनिस्टर को कन्विंस कर लिया ऐसा एक्ट लाने के लिए. आज की तारीख में अगर कोई ऐसा मेजर इनैक्टमेंट लाना हो कंजर्वेशन का, डू यू थिंक दैट द गवर्नमेंट्स विद द इम्पेटस ऑन डेवलपमेंट वुड एग्री टू एनीथिंग लाइक दैट, सर?
After 2006, मेरे को, I am not a member of a single wildlife board anymore. Not even Madhya Pradesh.
You say all the wrong things because
No, because the national parks and sanctuaries, the state wildlife boards, माफ करना ये मेरे को बोलना पड़ रहा है, are not national boards for wildlife. They are project clearance committees.
Absolutely.
And we have taken a stock and we have filed. उसमें भी मैं हूँ और वो औरत भी है जो मैंने नाम लिया
मैंने देखा वो पिटीशन देखी दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट में
जो we are in the high court.
Right.
And we have shown that 97.3% of the proposals in the last 15 years have been cleared, including over 100 in one meeting. वो ठप्पा लगता है और दूसरे जो बोलते हैं उसको जो बोलने तक नहीं देते और बोलते हैं तो रिकॉर्ड नहीं होता है.
और एक्सपर्ट्स की जगह ऑफिसर ज्यादा आ गए हैं सर, एक फैक्टर ये भी बहुत ज्यादा हो गया.
नहीं, ऑफिसर्स भी दब गए हैं, बोल नहीं सकते. दे आर मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन देयर पोस्टिंग्स एंड देयर सर्वाइवल देन इन कंजर्वेशन. वो कमिटमेंट कहाँ है?
सर दीज चिल्ड्रन हैव वॉलंटियर्ड टू कम फॉरवर्ड, और ये 600 बच्चे जो हैं जो रजिस्टर हुए हैं, दे मे बी द वॉइस ऑफ द फ्यूचर सर. व्हाट वुड बी योर मैसेज टू देम सर?
देखो ये दी जानवर है, ये दे आर नॉट द थिंग. आई डोंट नो व्हाई दे आर इंटरेस्टेड. टाइगर के वजह से इंटरेस्ट हो कि कोई हिरन के वजह से हो या रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट की वजह से हो या नेचर से. एक तो आप कभी भी पार्क में जाओ तो नेचर का ग्रहण करना. Absorb, you have to have communion with nature. You don't go to see a tiger. If you only want to go see a tiger or an elephant or a lion, go to a zoo. Why do you spend the money? When you go to a park, go and absorb nature. And those who convert to nature are far greater and far better human beings than those who are not votaries of nature. तो एक तो ये नेचर के तरफ से थोड़ा सा झुकना है. The other thing is that please don't think that one person हम क्या करें. ये भी एक है, पूरा माहौल ही अलग है. True, माहौल is अलग है, but one person can make a difference, and one person can and has made a difference. So all of you, and if all of you get together, the student community, and you have just seen what the students have done here on Jantar Mantar, but if the student जो है वो cannot be divided on the caste lines. This is one, that is why the thing. Our rulers, the British and the others, have ruled by dividing. हिंदू मुस्लिम कौम के बीच में से भाई भाइयों में छोड़ो. ये जो एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है जो विद्यार्थियों runs across, there is no community there is no regionalism, there is no caste and creed. It is one community, and God bless you for that. That unity must come, and if the students unite to say हमको ये चाहिए, ये देखिए, it is, there are 2-3 things I'll say. I'll take 2-3 minutes. One is, I don't know whether you are aware what the Constitution of India says. The fundamental rights and the fundamental duties. And please remember that you cannot insist on getting your fundamental rights unless you fulfill your fundamental duties. It is a quid pro quo. And the fundamental duties are, for the citizen of India shall protect forest and wildlife. Shall, not will. Any lawyer will tell you the difference. Will is होना चाहिए. Shall is mandatory. And it also says the government shall protect forest and wildlife, state and the centre. But वो नहीं करे तो आप तो करिए. अच्छा, दूसरा ये है, this is the legal thing, and the breaking of the constitution, the Samvidhan, is a worse crime than breaking any law, because the law stems from the constitution. So this is what the constitution says, और ये अभी नहीं लाया जाता है, but ये है, आप चेक कर सकते हो. So that is the legal aspect of it. But अपने दिल की बात, एक तो and the student community, if you think that you should protect your nation and ये I would say this, and मेरे को ये पूछा गया था और मैं कहा कि conservationists, true conservationists, are the greatest patriots. What is the definition of patriotism? Those who sacrifice themselves and their interests to save the motherland. तो जो शहीद होते वो तो जो है सो है, वो तो है ही पेट्रियट, पर जो जो देश को उजाड़ने से, and I don't want to use a dirtier word, but people have used it, those who save the motherland from rape, they are patriots also. And they therefore, and आपको मिलने वाला क्या है? आपको तो गालियां मिलेगी, आपको कोई नहीं करेगा, आपके दिल की सांत्वना है वही मिलेगी कि हमने कुछ किया, कर दिखाया, हमने कंट्रीब्यूट किया टू द मदरलैंड. So that is the other part. And lastly, since we are all very religious minded, मैं ये तक कह दूं, अगर बुरा मत मानिए, कि क्या राम भगवान, and my mother was a votary of Ram, and I, in my bedroom, there is a painting of Ram right above my head. क्या राम भक्त राम मंदिर में ही विराजते हैं? हाँ? Who was the greatest भक्त of Ram? हनुमान जी. और हनुमान के लिए क्या कहते हैं? मैं रिलीजन के जो आजकल रिलीजन का जो फ्लोट करते हैं, इसके लिए आर्गुमेंट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का और आपका अफेक्शन का और बेटर ह्यूमन बींग्स का तो हो गया, बट सनातन धर्म की बात कर रहा हूँ, जो दैट हनुमान जी की ये कहते, राम नाम में लीन है देखत सब में राम, देखत सब में राम. अगर मैं राम एक हाथी में देखता हूं, कि टाइगर में देखता हूं, या चीतल सांबर में देखता हूं, या पहाड़ में और झाड़ में देखता हूं, कोई जीव में देखता हूं, तो क्या मैं नास्तिक हूं कि सनातनी हूं? राम मंदिर में राम विराजते अकेले नहीं है, सब जगह राम है, और ये देश की धरोहर है. एंड वाइल यू कैन रिक्रिएट राम मंदिर, भगवान करे, यू कैनॉट रिक्रिएट एन एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट. इट इज गॉन फॉर एवर. एक बार एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट आपने चेंज कर दिया, टेक्सचर कभी नहीं आएगा. आपने जो ऊपर का उजाड़ दिया, और आजकल 4 धाम की जो करने में जो हो रहा है सो हो रहा है. हिमालयज आर द मोस्ट सेंसिटिव माउंटेन्स ऑफ ऑल, और उसके अंदर खदेड़ रहे हैं, तो आप देख रहे हो क्या हो रहा है. तो ये है कि मैं तो जो उसके ऊपर झाड़ी है उसको मानता हूँ राम. मेरे को वहाँ धाम, मैं सब जगह गया हूँ, पर वहाँ जाने की जरूरत नहीं, मैं हर एक जीव में जा राम देखता हूँ. तो क्या मैं नास्तिक तो नहीं हूँ, अधर्मी तो नहीं हूँ? तो धर्म के लिहाज से ये है, यू हैव टू प्रोटेक्ट योर नेशनल नेचुरल हेरिटेज, which is the nature's gift to this great country. बहुत हो गया यार.
नहीं सर, चिल्ड्रन सर, अगर कोई बच्चे को
जरूर.
Anybody has any questions, please proceed.
Sir, I have a question.
जरूर.
Sir, I am Shaur Yadav from National Biodiversity Authority. Sir, my question is, हमारा Wildlife Protection Act top down forest conservation पर driven है, जबकि Forest Rights Act community ownership को prioritize करता है. Without giving local communities a direct economic stake, purely enforcement के जरिए human wildlife conflict रोकना impossible है. इस structural fiction को हम policy level पर कैसे bridge कर सकते हैं?
देखिए, आपने बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन रेज किया, एंड इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट वन. मैं आपको फैक्ट्स बताऊं. इस देश में लॉज जो बनते हैं बहुत अच्छे बनते हैं. लॉज का मिसयूज होता है वो अलग बात है, एंड इट्स मिसइंटरप्रिटेशन एंड अब्यूज एंड मिसयूज. आई विल गिव यू अ कॉन्क्रीट एग्जांपल ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट राइट एक्ट व्हिच आई अपोज्ड, एंड फॉर गुड रीजन. ये है, आपका कहना बिल्कुल ठीक है मध्य प्रदेश की बात ले लीजिए। मध्य प्रदेश में ये 3 बार रेगुलराइजेशन हुआ है। देखिए, जो रहते थे, आप अगर जो इनको ये कहो कि जो वो बनाए उसका कोई कट ऑफ डेट होगा कि नहीं होगा। आप अगर जो कहो कि कहीं भी आप ट्राइबल हो तो फिर ट्राइबल के लिए क्यों सीमित रखते? कोई भी हिंदुस्तानी नागरिक जा करके जंगल में कुछ झाड़ काट के अपनी कुटिया बना ले और अगर वहाँ खेती शुरू कर दे तो साल 2 साल बाद उसको मिल जाना चाहिए। तो फिर आप छोड़ दीजिए ना सबको। तो फिर रहना ही क्यों है? छोड़ दो। सो व्हाट दे थॉट वाज कि फॉरेस्ट जो बना था उसके अंदर कम्युनिटीज थी। इन द 1950s में एंड 60s में एक मिस्टर राम गुलाम बड़े थे। He then was a member of parliament. That is how Jansangh started, and then the BJP and I'll give you the concrete example in Khargon. खरगोन आप जानते हो, नर्मदा किनारे। मेरा जिला पहला धार था, बट खरगोन इज ऑपोजिट। तो खरगोन में ये किया और फिर गवर्नमेंट ने, एंड आई वाज फॉरेस्ट सेक्रेटरी मध्य प्रदेश, सो आई हैव सुपरवाइज्ड ऑल दिस। 3 बार इनको खोला, ये कहा, ये भी फिर डाउट कि अनाउंस कर दो, इसके बाद एनक्रोचमेंट नहीं होगा, हम आपको सेटल करेंगे। 3 बार मध्य प्रदेश का फॉरेस्ट सेटलमेंट कम्यूट किया गया है, कंडोन किया गया है, दिया गया है। एंड द कंट्री एंड मध्य प्रदेश एंड छत्तीसगढ़ have lost something like 6,000 plus, देखना पड़ेगा, स्क्वायर किलोमीटर्स ऑफ फॉरेस्ट दे दिया गया। फिर वो जो हो गया उसके बाद 2006 में फिर से करने की क्या जरूरत है? और अब ये हुआ है, दिस इज द मिसयूज। यू सी, वन इज द इंटरप्रिटेशन, वन इज द आइडियोलॉजी जो आपको बेची जाती है, आपको आपके सामने रखा जाता है कि ये कितना अच्छा है, हम कितने ओपन है, जो आपने बताया। न्यू आर सोल्ड टू, बेचारे जाए कहाँ? ये बेचारे कहाँ जो थे, तो या तो फिर जैसे मैंने किया, उनको बाहर ले आओ, बाहर जमीन दे दो, फॉरेस्ट से बाहर, फॉरेस्ट से बचाओ, फॉरेस्ट के किनारे दे दो, बाहर दे दो, डबल दे दो। हमने तो डबल दी थी, ट्वाइस लैंड बाहर, एंड फ्री सेटलमेंट, फ्री ट्रांसपोर्ट, एवरीथिंग, फ्री ट्रैक्टराइजेशन, विलेजेस, रोड, सब कुछ। नाउ देयर आर 29 schemes which are used for those villages. मेरे पास थी एज कलेक्टर। नाउ the thing is कि ये आप करते ही जाओगे, तो जितना आप करते जाओगे, लैंड हंगर तो है ही, लोग करते जाएंगे। आपको मालूम है कि इन विदर्भ में एक सर्वे किया गया है, और पट्टा देने के पहले जो जमीन थी और पट्टा देने के बाद, जो पट्टा देने के पहले जमीन नहीं थी, पर एक बार पट्टा मिल गया, उन्होंने काटी है। और वहां द फॉरेस्ट कवर हैज, यू सी, आपको पट्टा दिया गया क्योंकि आप वहां थे, आपको सर्टिफाई किया गया कि आप वहां के बाशिंदे हो, आप खेती कर रहे हो। वो पट्टा देने के बाद और क्लियर। एंड इन केरला पाम्स वेर डन सो दैट आप काट करके ये पाम लगा दो और कहो कि देखो ये पाम 2 साल का, 3 साल का, हम यहाँ 3 साल से खेती कर रहे हैं। दे वर ग्रोन देयर, आई हैव प्रूफ ऑफ दैट। और ये सब एज इफ इट इज नॉट इनफ, नाउ द फॉरेस्ट मिनिस्टर, इलेक्शन आ रहा है उत्तराखंड में, मेरे को बोलना पड़ रहा है, उत्तराखंड में इलेक्शन हो रहा है। सो द फॉरेस्ट मिनिस्टर हैज टोल्ड द DFOs कि ये सब छोड़ो, अगर सरपंच जो सर्टिफाई करता है कि वो वहां से रह रहा है तो उसको जमीन दे दो FRA में। समझ गए? कौन पंचायत का सरपंच ना कह सकता? आपको यही करना है तो जंगल खत्म कर दीजिए. ये you see, this is it. There is the objectives of a law and the drafting of the law is one thing. The misuse and the interpretation and the total abuse is another matter. इस देश में माफ करना, and I have been an administrator. As they say, you give an inch and people take a yard. Politicians, corrupt officers, corrupt staff, everybody. I'm sorry I have to say this in a rather harsh tones, but it is a fact of life.
It is so true and so hard hitting, sir. Absolutely. Rajveer has a question, sir. For you.
Yes, sir, I have a question. Sir, I want to ask that according to you, where does the problem lie? Like we have to, like, is there a very big need of having like change in constitution law or in accordance to wildlife? Because as you said that when you were in service in before 2006, so there was only one time that you gave people land outside the forest, but sir, now it is happening again and again. So, sir, is there need? Sir, is there need to change the rules or the way of execution? So, what's the main I should say, a breaking point in the cycle, so which you have to fix?
देखिए, रूल बूल चेंज करने से कुछ नहीं होगा. Again, it will be misused. At the end of my book, I've written my autobiography कि अगर मेरे को पूछे कि इस देश में धरोहर बचाने के लिए नेशनल नेचुरल हेरिटेज इंक्लूडिंग नेचर एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स विच आर अ पार्ट ऑफ इट, अगर कोई एक चीज जो क्या है, political will is what is required, and the political will come when क्योंकि वो गवर्नेंस किससे नहीं आएगी, वोटरों से आएगी, ये बच्चों से आएगी. अगर आप उनको कहोगे कि हम आपको वोट नहीं देंगे अगर ये करोगे, आपको ये करना पड़ेगा, तब ठिकाने लगेंगे. Political will comes from at the top, as I said, but it will only come from the top if that person is secure. Mrs. Gandhi had a huge majority and she could take this liberty of being a conservationist. आजकल के जमाने में I don't know whether what she would have done with divided votes. ये माफ करना, I'm being very brash. तो ये है कि जब जनता मांगेगी कि ये बचाना चाहिए, जैसे कि बिश्नोई मांग रहे हैं, ये नहीं काटने देंगे आपको ये बचाना पड़ेगा, तब ये वोट करेंगे. इसीलिए इट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट टू टॉक टू यू पीपल देन टू टॉक इन नेशनल इन सेमिनार्स, बिकॉज यू आर द फ्यूचर ऑफ इंडिया. It is only you who can convert the politician, because you are the future voters, you and your children and your families and your communities. ये मैसेज होना चाहिए. देखिए we are not against development. Every development होना ही है, लोगों को रहना ही है, but सवाल ये है, and ये आप याद रखिए what महात्मा गांधी said. Mahatma Ji said there is everything in nature for the need of everybody. There is nothing in nature for the greed of anybody. आजकल जो हमारा चल रहा है is that we will save only that, हम वो ही बचाएंगे which will remain residue after satisfying the need and the greed of everybody. ये हाल.
Sir, one last question from Shashi sir, then we'll close the session, sir.
As you wish.
Yes, sir.
Sir, if you don't mind, can I ask one more question?
Rajiv, we have very limited time. We'll try to answer.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Shashi has a question. Please go ahead, Shashi.
सर कैंपा स्कीम में डेकेड ओल्ड कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉरेस्ट को कमर्शियल प्लांटेशन से रिप्लेस करके
Campa is not the subject today, Shashi. We'll have a separate session for Campa.
कैंपा के लिए मेरे को बहुत कुछ कहना है, पर अभी अभी नहीं।
Okay, sir. No
कैंपा
problem.
कैंपा से कंप्यूटर्स खरीदे गए हैं, रेस्ट हाउसेस बनाए गए हैं। चलिए।
Sir,
Sir, thank you.
thank you. Rahul Kabir, if you are there, please seek permission from sir. Thank you, sir. We've taken a lot of time from you, sir. And it was such
And मैंने कुछ, I hope I'm not hurt anybody's feelings.
कोई
And I have not said anything out of turn.
कुछ नहीं सर,
मैं थोड़ा सा ज्यादा बोल दिया, सॉरी।
कुछ हर्ट होना चाहिए सर, तभी चीजें पैदा होती हैं।
यही
बिना
बताओ
hurt
इनका
हुए।
क्या बट, और नहीं किसी का कोई अरे भैया, इन लोगों को माई बाप कोई पॉलिटिशियन हो तो।
Rahul, if you are there, Viraj, are you closing? Rahul, so I will, sir, then seek permission from you.
जरूर
Close the
जरूर।
session. Thank you, sir. The students have, I'm sure, benefited a lot from listening to you.
एंड ये जरा जरूर है, आप उनको दे सकते हैं कि अगर आप इन में से कोई लोगों को मेरे से कुछ पूछना करना है,
Sir,
अब ये छोटी छोटी चीज है तो मुश्किल है, बट कोई खास बात है तो दे आर एट लिबर्टी
so I will send
to
their
call me, yeah, through one agency. If I can be of any help and assistance or any service to the cause, why not?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So nice of you. Bye bye then to all of you, and it was such a pleasure. If you have any questions, किसी का भी कोई सवाल है तो आप जरूर लिख के पूछिए और उसको आंसर करेंगे. Rajveer had some question. Rajveer, please pen down your question on the WhatsApp group. We will answer that question. Right?
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
All the best to you. Prepare well. Work hard. You are moving well, and start with your PPT preparation and start sharing them with your commenters. All the best to you then. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir. It was a lifetime